Today on Tracey's Basement, Marvel Funko Pops. Welcome back to Tracey's Basement. Welcome if you have never been here before. Today I have an 8-pop haul for you that is all about Marvel. Are you guys super excited for Civil War? I know I am, so in the meantime, let's occupy ourselves with some cute Funko Pops. The first pop I have for you today is an exclusive variant of a pop that I have several versions of because he is one of my favorite comic book characters of all time. It is a Deadpool. It is the number 20 Deadpool that is the X-Force exclusive from Hot Topic. Pretty cool. I have had the unmasked version of this pop for a while, but it took a while to get hands on this one, so let's have a look at it. So as you can see, the mold is the basic comic version Deadpool, but he is all gray instead of red, and the red eyes instead of white, holding a gun in one hand, a sword in the other. Pretty classic, and he's got the little X-Force belt buckle instead of his actual Deadpool face symbol. Pretty awesome. He is basically identical to the number 20 except for the coloring and that little belt buckle, but really awesome. This is a nice pop. There's a lot of detail on like the little pockets on his belt and the holster. It's got another gun in it, all that kind of thing. It's pretty awesome. I love it a lot. There's not a whole lot I can say because I've got several versions of him at this point, but I can always use more Deadpool in my life. You guys know that. And this is definitely an excellent pop with lots of little details. It's pretty sweet. I like it. And since we're on the topic of the fact that I can never have enough Deadpool, here's another one. It's another exclusive of the 112 version, the newer Deadpool pops. This is actually an FYE exclusive, but it does not have a sticker because we got it online through another source. So, not a big deal for me. It's a big deal for some people, but I don't really care. I want the pop, not the sticker. So, the basic pop is the thumbs up version that there are several of if you look on the back of the box. Several of them are in this position, just with different heads. This particular one is an exclusive that is painted such as when he joined the X-Men for a while, so he's all blue and yellow instead of black and red. Pretty neat. Again, good bit of detail on like the belts and the gun and everything. His head is slightly cocked to the side. Normally I would blame that on the fact that he's a bobblehead because that happens to a lot of them. But if you notice on the box, all of the bobbleheads that are in this particular pose do kind of have their head cocked to the side, so I think that might actually be on purpose for a change. Either way, I think he's pretty awesome. The paint job is not as good on this particular one, but still not too bad. I can handle it because, you know, XMen Deadpool, and I can never get enough Deadpool. Okay, moving away from Deadpool, I have another exclusive. It's an Amazon exclusive, and it is the number 86 glow-in-the-dark version of Yellow Jacket. Pretty sweet. Loved this movie. Loved Yellow Jacket, even though he wasn't in the movie nearly as much as I wish he had been. Let's have a look. So guys, I have to say, I love this pop. It is just so cool looking, so technological, so militaristic. You know, lots of detail on the helmet particularly. And I love, like, the extra arms coming out around his body and everything. This is just a really super cool pop. I have the original one here. And as you can see, basically the difference is the yellow is a bit of a different shade. So you can tell it's going to glow in the dark. And the visor is more opaque. For the same reason, it's full of that glow-in-the-dark paint. So, whoops. This one's a little broken. That sucks. So anyway, those are the basic differences, and I have to say I love the visor on both versions. I love on both this pop and the Ant-Man pop, how the visor is like a layer on top of the face so that it actually looks like their face is behind there instead of, just painting the head mold in that manner. It's just an added little extra touch to make it actually look like he's wearing a helmet. Pretty awesome. As an aside, most of the glow-in-the-dark pops that I have, I found don't actually glow that well. They seem to require a massive amount of light to charge them up, so to speak, and then you seem to have to be in pretty much pitch black to actually see them glowing. So I will test this guy out and see how he looks, but in general I found adding glow-in-the-dark to a pop doesn't really mean a whole hell of a lot. He is still pretty awesome though, slightly different from the original one, and I just love the character, so I'll take an extra pop of him, of course. Next pop I've got really brings me back to my childhood, even though he's a newer version of the character. He is the number 79 black suit Spider-Man. He is also glow-in-the-dark, and he is actually a Walgreens exclusive, but again, no sticker because we didn't actually get it through Walgreens. No big deal. So if there are any of you out there who are not Spider-Man fans and have no idea, Spider-Man merges with an alien symbiote named Venom, and that's how he becomes Black Suit Spider-Man. He, gains a lot of strength and skill, but kind of gets taken over by this evil alien. That was by far my favorite storyline from the 90s Spider-Man show when I was a kid. I watched the hell out of that show, and I loved Venom vs. Spider-Man. That was some of my favorite stuff. Not a whole lot I can say about the actual pop because it is the most basic mold with flat black paint on it, with just a little bit of white to distinguish his features. But it is actually very well painted considering that there's only the two colors. The spider symbol on the front and back, as well as the eyes and the little tiny bit on his hands there, all very well painted, very crisp and clean, so I can definitely appreciate that. And as with the Yellow Jacket one, I will be interested to see if this guy actually gets any glow out of him. The next one I've got is actually the first of a character I have instead of a different version of characters that I already have. It is the number 80 Punisher. He is also a Walgreens exclusive, also no sticker as you can see, and man, it's a lot easier to get your hands on some of these pops if you're not worried about that sticker. I'm just gonna leave it there. So here he is, my first Punisher pop, looking fairly badass, though not terribly detailed. He's got the slicked back hair, skull on his chest, gun in each hand, ready to go at it. Like I said, there's not a whole lot of detail other than a little bit on the guns, but you can definitely tell who he is from a mile away because of the skull, so that's all good. Punisher was never way up there with my top Marvel characters, but I do kind of have an interest in him because I feel like the way he acts, the way he goes about his business is a lot closer to the way a real person would act given his circumstances. Maybe that's a bit jaded, thinking that people will just automatically turn into ultra-violent lunatics, but that's what I'm going with, and he's pretty interesting in that way. And next we have another character that is a first for me. It's also another exclusive that actually has the sticker this time. It is the number 108 US Agent, and that is a exclusive from Kamikaze. Pretty cool. Let's have a look at that. Here he is. Now, I can honestly say I do not know a whole lot about US Agent, other than the fact that he obviously takes a lot of cues from Captain America, and he was an Avenger at some point. But he is pretty cool. He is obviously very based on Captain America in the costume department. A little bit different though. His outfit is almost black. Actually, it is pretty much black. Really, really dark, navy-ish kind of a black, instead of the bright, American kind of blue. He does have the little wings on his helmet. He has horizontal stripes where usually Captain America has vertical ones. The one star. The shield, which I'm assuming is also vibranium. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong. Other than that, I'm not too sure what else to say because, like I say, I don't know that much about the character, but he is a pretty cool pop, and I think he'll look pretty great standing next to the rest of the Captain America ones. Next is a pop that I think looks really interesting personally. It is the number 20 Daredevil, based on the Netflix original series. I really enjoyed this series. I didn't know what to think when it first came out because my previous experience with Daredevil had pretty much been the 2003 movie with Ben Affleck, and we won't really talk about that, but the show was actually really good. It was gritty. I really enjoyed it a lot, and I really think they did a good job with this pop, so let's open her up and have a look. So tell me he isn't super cool. I like him a lot. I really like the uniform. It's very military. It's very upgraded. You can obviously tell from a mile away who he is because of the little horns and the batons. Lots of little details. Just an amazingly well done pop. I really like it. I like how his eyes are the kind of darker red like Matt Murdock's glasses. It's just kind of a cute little touch. I think it's a really awesome looking pop, and again, I really enjoyed the series. If you haven't seen it, I suggest checking it out. You won't see much of this uniform in it, but you do see it at some point, and this is a really cool pop. Thumbs up. And I saved the Civil War pop for last, since we're getting so close to the movie and I'm getting excited about it. This is the only Civil War pop that I've picked up so far, and it is the number 137 Captain America, the exclusive from GameStop, where he's in kind of the battle pose. I like it a lot. I've already had a look at it, but now let's look at it together. So they're kind of going crazy with the Civil War pops. There are so many of them. But I'm really liking some of the exclusives they've made because they're making them a little bit different. Different poses, a little bit just extra stuff. This is one of them, and it is pretty cool. He's in this, kneeling action pose. Fist forward, shield back. It's just a little bit different, and especially because, the last several Captain America pops have been practically identical because they're not changing his uniform in the movie, which makes sense. These events are happening fairly sequential, so why would they be changing his uniform up, right? But it means that all the pops look so much alike, so it's nice to see something like this where he's a little bit different. He's in that different pose. Very nice. And like I say, he is very, very, very similar to the Age of Ultron version of himself. But that said, still very detailed. Again, like I said with some of the other ones, very militaristic. Very battle armor kind of looking. Lots of detail. Really like it a lot. It's super sweet. If I could only get the exclusives from Civil War, I would be okay with that because some of them are pretty awesome looking. And I do enjoy this a lot. So there you go, a few more Marvel pops to add to my collection. Shelf is getting kind of crowded back there. I may have to remove my Deadpool pops and give them their own spot because I'm running out of space. Terrible problem to have, I know. Anyway, I really hope you guys enjoyed the haul. If you did, please let me know by giving me a big thumbs up, subscribing if you haven't already, and leaving a comment in the comment section below. As always, if you are interested, you can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Tracey's Basement. The links are in the description box below, as well as at the very end of this video. And of course, as always, please keep coming back for more of Tracey's Basement. Bye. And this is the part where you guys can give me some love. If you liked the video and you want to watch some more, here are some of the more recent ones. And if you enjoyed the channel, please give me a big thumbs up, subscribe right below. Please keep coming back for more videos. Bye!